So here's a guide with the Shock Gauntlet weapon that's going to help a lot of players out there play as the Predator. Here's a few builds I made up with different classes that do pretty well with a new Shock Gauntlet. This weapon can be put on any class. Primary Fire is a very slow melee attack which does up to 3 hits in a combination, which I think also cannot do a stealth kill animation. It seems like it also takes no stamina, and the secondary fire is the Shock Blast, which launches players into the air. When the humans are hit by the Shock Blast, this gives you enough time to switch to a different weapon and get a free shot. The Shock Blast also has a pretty good radius that can hit multiple targets if they're close together. I think it also does around 30 damage. It does have unlimited ammo, but you have to reload after 3 shots. If you like using Scar, then use the specialization called Stalker. The weapons are the Shock Gauntlet and Combat Stick. Bring the Healing Kit, Bear Trap, Motion Detector, Adrenal Boost, Downrange, and Protection. You get 15% bonus damage from Stalker when you have max stamina, so try to throw your Combat Stick at that time. I'm also running Downrange, which increases damage to ranged weapons by 15%. This is good to run if you don't want to focus on your stamina being full to get bonus damage from Stalker. But if you are really good at managing your stamina, then you can always swap out Downrange for something else that helps. It's up to you. Let's move on to Feral using Analytic. Bring the Shock Gauntlet, Crossbolt Gun, Healing Kit, Drone, Motion Detector, Large Pouch, Adrenal Boost, and Protection. The drone is going to fully scan nearby players, so you get a 15% damage boost from Analytic, once they're scanned that is. That's when you move in with the Shock Gauntlet and start damage. Go for someone that's marked, and just use your cloak without thermal, so your energy will last longer. If you find that you're not able to get shots with a crossbolt because the Fireteam is hitting you, try taking the shot behind cover or behind that player in the back. But if it's not working out, then swap the crossbolt for the Combat Stick.
Shut up. You ain't got time to...
Let's move on to Jotun running Stalker. Bring the Shock Gauntlet and the Combat Stick. Healing Kit, Motion Detector, Protection, Energy Cell, and a Light Bender. His cloak burns through energy very fast. That's why it's good to run Energy Cell with a Light Bender. But this drains energy faster if you use Cloak and Thermal at the same time. but if you just use cloak alone without thermal, then your energy will last a bit longer. You get bonus damage from Stalker when you have max stamina, so make sure it's full when you throw the combi stick. This class Jotun has lots of stamina, so he doesn't really need adrenal boost, but it does help to recover stamina faster if you want to focus on getting the extra damage boost from Stalker. His main problem is he burns through energy too fast, so he needs energy cell to stay invisible longer.
Down. I'm bleeding out! Come on, kill him!
Let's move on to Wolf with the Assassin specialization. Shock Gauntlet, Combi Stick, also use the Healing Kit, Motion Detector, Energy Cell, Adrenal Boost, and Protection. If you don't want to focus on bonus damage from Stalker with classes like Scar and Jotun, then try Wolf. When you stun the humans with a Shock Gauntlet, get behind them and shoot the Combi Stick in their back, because the Assassin specialization gives you 20% bonus damage if you hit them in the back.
I owe you.
I need help.
You can also use the Shock Gauntlet, and once they're stunned, follow up with the Air Slam. Now if you use a downrange perk that can increase damage to the Air Slam, let's move on to Amazon with Ghost. Use the Shock Gauntlet and the Hook, the Healing Kit, Motion Detector, Adrenal Boost, Energy Cell, and Protection. When you attack with a single hit while invisible, you get 30% bonus damage from the Ghost specialization, so that's why we're using the Hook and its secondary fire, which does big damage in a single hit, and it cannot be parried. When you find someone, hit them with a Shock Gauntlet either 1 to 3 times, it's up to you. Then switch to the Hook as they're in the air, get close enough, then use the secondary fire for big damage while you're invisible. Let's move on to Oni with Savage. Bring the Shock Gauntlet and the Combi Stick. I'm using the Healing Kit, Bear Traps, Motion Detector, Protection, Large Pouch, and Adrenal Boost. If you like using the specialization called Savage, which heals the Pred upon claiming a skull, the Shock Gauntlet can buy some time for this. When you down someone, you can use the Shock Gauntlet to push the other players away, which gives you a few seconds to run back and claim the downed player. When you claim a skull from someone, it regens some HP.
I'm out, reloading.
Let's move on to Viking with Wrathful. Bring the Shock Gauntlet and the Hook. I'm using the Healing Kit, Beard Trap, Adrenal Boost, Protection, and Energy Cell. The Wrathful specialization will give you a 30% damage boost on your next melee attack after someone hits you in the back, while the Shock Gauntlet in combination with the hook weapon is really good once again. When you hit someone with a Shock Blast, the other team is going to shoot you, and as you run to your main target, blast them 1 or 2 more times. Then, as you're hit in the back by the other Fireteam members, that activates your bonus damage from Wrathful. That's when the hook will do even more damage with the secondary fire. One thing I noticed in this game that could be fixed is that when you get bonus damage from specializations like Ghost, Stalker, Wrathful, etc., there should be an icon on screen telling you bonus damage is now activated. There's also perks that give you extra damage to melee weapons or ranged weapons, but it does not tell you by how much exactly. These are all just guides that can help you do better with those classes and those specializations. It does not mean you'll be guaranteed to win every single match, but it will increase your chances of winning. The Shock Gauntlet is way better than the Chain Whip. It's a great way to separate Fireteam members that always travel close together. As for the humans, if you find a Pred that has the Shock Gauntlet, then you need to space yourself out. After years of us Pred players having to deal with 2 medics, 2 Dutch players, 2 Dante players, the Reckless glitch, the Knife glitch, now we have something that can finally disrupt the Fireteam. You can also use the Shock Gauntlet on a downed player to push them further away. As much as I love the net gun in this game, the Shock Gauntlet is like a major upgrade that can do more. It separates the team, does good damage, and stuns them for another attack. So overall, I do like the Shock Gauntlet. It's pretty good, it's fun to use. It makes a lot of builds of the weapons much more useful for specific classes, which is a good thing. I think the idea of the Chain Whip was the start of something, something that can separate team members but also stuns them, but it was very limited in its effectiveness. Like, it's a good idea, but it was not good enough. And the Shock Gauntlet is like a different thing, but a similar idea, but it works much better. So I'd say that this is going to be useful for a lot of players out there that want to do better with the Pred and just do like, stun and big damage combinations. That's pretty much what the Shock Gauntlet is for, stun them and do one big massive attack for big damage afterwards. So that's it for this video guide. Thanks for watching. I hope it helps. Leave a like on the video and I'll see you on the next one.
You are so fucked. Right over here.